Hi guys, welcome back to We Should Talk, a pop culture interview series from In the Know. I'm your host, Gibson Johns, and this week on the podcast we have the cast of Everything I Know About Love on Peacock. The show premieres on Peacock on August 25th. It is based on the international bestseller Everything I Know About Love by Dolly Alderton. I read this book earlier this year having no idea that it was about to become a series, and I truly connected with it in such a deep way. It's about just honestly the author's life in her 20s, and she has so many observations about life in your 20s and friendships and family and relationships that you think, but you never really put into words yourself. And she just so eloquently expresses those things. And it's funny and relatable, and just I could not recommend the book enough. And to see this book come to life through this show, which already aired in the UK, but it's going to be on Peacock later this month. It was just really special. And so to get some time with three of the cast members, Emma Appleton, Marli and Aliyah Odoffin, was just really fun. It was a shorter interview than usual. I only had 10 minutes with them, but still had some fun moments with them. Heard about the songs they would annoy each other with on set, how they truly kind of broke the ice between themselves as a cast, because ultimately, while there are a lot of relationships that come in and out of this group in the show, ultimately the show is about female friendships and leaning on your friends and learning from them. And they had amazing chemistry on this show. And so I'm just really excited for everyone to watch it. So anyway, keep watching for my interview with the cast of Everything I Know About Love. Stream the show starting on August 25th on Peacock. And please subscribe to We Should Talk on YouTube. Thanks, guys. All right, so we're here with the cast of Everything I Know About Love. You guys, it's amazing. I am a huge fan of the book. You can see like how worn this book is. It's like water damage and everything. I read it earlier this year not knowing there was a show coming. I just had no idea. I had heard about Dolly, and I'm just obsessed. And the show brings it to life in such a real way. And I'm wondering if, for each of you, when was the first time you read the book? When was the first time you were exposed to any of Dolly's writing? Because it really grabs you kind of right away.
I read the book in lockdown because like multiple of like my best mates had been like, it's my favorite book. Like so many people had told me to read it like over the years. And then I just hadn't listened. And then at lockdown, I was like, oh yeah, like I should get a bunch of books to read. And then that was the first one I read, and it was immediately like, it was really nice reading it in lockdown too, because it was very like, everything felt very like, oh yeah, that is what's important about life. Like you're just sitting there like
exactly.
And that book does that a lot. It's really good.
Mine was actually coincided with the show. Once I'd kind of heard about it, and I'd bought it already when I heard about it, but then I only actually finished like reading it once like I knew I had the job. And it was really great doing that because I was so fresh in the tone and the feeling of the world going into filming. I really, really enjoyed that. But all my friends knew about Dolly. I'd seen loads of my friends reading the book, and I'd go on the tube and just see like the cover everywhere. So it was very much in my world. But yeah, that was when I actually read it.
Mm-hmm. I was the same. I read it when I got the job, because I remember then the audition came through and I was like, I feel like I've heard of this and I've heard people talk about Dolly, but didn't really know much about her. And then it was only when I got the job, I was like, I should probably read this book now. Mm-hmm. And I instantly like screenshotting bits to my friends, being like, you need to just go
highlighting, taking notes. Exactly.
Yeah. It's just
that's like, amazing.
Relatable things ever.
And you, I mean, the show is already out in the UK. It's already had its run. And so it must be kind of cool for you guys to kind of do this all over again, but also with an audience that is not nearly as aware of Dolly and her writing. It's a totally, I mean, it's more of a green audience, I feel like, in America, in terms of like people knowing what she's about and everything. So what's it like kind of doing this all again? Because it's out on Peacock on August 25th.
I mean, I will never get bored about talking about this show and celebrating Dolly's work. And also we all get to do press together and we are all friends. So it's just an absolute joy to do. And, being able to create a show that people think can translate to, America is an incredible achievement, I think. And I'm just so fascinated to know the response.
I am too, as an American, but who loved the book and who loves the show. I'm really curious to see kind of who it really hits. You know what I mean?
Do find that the humor in the book translated? Because it is quite like British, I feel like it's very specific.
There are Britishisms, I feel like, and there are things that kind of went over my head, but I feel like ultimately those details don't truly matter in terms of getting the lessons of the book and the observation that, to me, my favorite part was like Dolly puts into words or puts into feeling things that you feel as somebody in your 20s who, and I've never put those into words, and it's like, oh yeah, that's so accurate. And I think that your 20s, I think, are, even though we all have we're different genders or sexualities or different socioeconomic backgrounds or locations, ultimately being your 20s, like a lot of those themes are the same for anybody in the world. And I think those are kind of just universal, and then hopefully we'll translate, because for me they did.
That's something so exciting about reading the book. It was having, exactly as you said, those things in your 20 be like put really eloquently on paper, and then it's like Dolly doing it for the show. It's like really eloquently putting it in motion and on screen, and like watching all those things happen. And I always say it's so like British and like, well, London centric, this show. And I'm so excited to see people take those universal things, see those depicted, and with coming from a completely different worldview, as you say, and like see what they think about these characters and their stories and the ways in which they relate to different people, and like the pick and mix of things from everybody's stories.
Also, so that just made me think, I hope that for American audiences it does for London, like what so many shows, like New York to me is like so iconic because of so many TV shows. So I hope I would be really nice if, I don't know, like if American audiences are like, oh, I want to go to Camden, like that'd be really fun.
I can totally see that happening. And I'm also, for me, one of the things that was most special about this book is, like, as somebody who's single, who just turned 30, I'm looking back at my 20s, and ultimately this is a book. Yeah, there's love interests that go in and out of all of their lives, but like it's about the friendships. It's about female friendship, but I think it's also just about like falling in love with people that are around you and your chosen family and what have you. And I think that you all as a cast, just the chemistry is palpable, and you clearly did have a connection, or you do have a connection. And I think that was probably one of the most important elements of the show going into it, which is like, we need to believe that these young women are friends. You know what I mean? And I'm curious if you guys can all just speak to that quickly, about that, striking that connection right away, I'm guessing, and just feeling out that chemistry in front of the cameras.
Yeah, I mean, it was so easy, organic, and I think it really helped that the first time we all met, we got in a room and we had to dance and like figure out like what Maggie's signature dance move is, and like all of our signature dance moves, and we just kind of quickly all realized that there was no embarrassment in front of each other. We were like, we are here, we are open for everything. Like we're here because we love the show and like the book and the script, and we connect with these characters. So I think because we were all there for like a common, it just like, it was like magnets.
Yeah, I want to really like drive home the dancing. It wasn't like you know, in the club, it was like get down, like
silly, like
circle, and like go crazy, and like everybody on the side has to hold you and know that they're about to have to do that. So you want to feel like held by all these girls who you've literally just met that week. And so there was just like, I guess, like looking back, this intense like thing that's like, no, you can go crazy, like yourself, because I'm about to do it and I need you to like back me and hold me when I'm doing it too. And then I guess that over like the subsequent days of us just filming just like turned into an organic relationship, which I'm so glad that has resonated for you on screen.
It sounds like you had the ultimate icebreaker to get things started.
Oh yeah.
There was no coming back from that.
Yeah.
We were in.
And Marli, I saw you wrote on Instagram that you had this great caption about just your time on the show and whatever, and you said that you were subject to free little concerts from Aliyah throughout filming. I would love if you could elaborate on that, please, because I'd like to know more.
So Aliyah loves to sing. Like, she loves to sing. I actually think that was me being a bit salty, because there was a day on set where I was like, Aliyah, you sing a lot. Like, do you remember the day I was like, Aliyah? Because Aliyah is like the best singer in the world. Like, she's incredible at singing, but she loves to sing. So, you know, we constantly in between takes, we got little versions of everything.
And that was free.
Aliyah, can I have, like, can you give me a little, now I feel like I want.
Do you
my
know
own
what
concert.
it is? Like, obviously I was filming, and so, you know, and I was being paid to do the job, so, you know, it coincided. But, you know, from now on, we're gonna need to buy tickets, guys. You know, this is gonna be a monetized event if you want this voice, okay? But no, I feel like Marli looked back and was like, wow, that was my best experience from the whole of filming, Aliyah singing to me. So that's what that post was about.
A true highlight right there. I love it.
Exactly.
She
didn't tell me she was gonna post that, by the way. I saw it and I was like, Marli!
I like that Aliyah would also like just start us off and like singing things, and I think we ended up driving the crew mad because there was like one Billie Eilish song that we would sing over and over and over again. I think sometimes the crew would just like, seriously.
What was the song? Do you remember what the song was?
Happier Than Ever, and I threatened to learn it on guitar and bring it into set and sing it for everyone. I didn't do it, but like it was a threat up in the air. But there was many things that I feel like it just like, it's that thing that happens in female friendships, like naturally, where it's like a song, and there was one song, there was another song, I can't remember the name of it now, we always forget the name, but like we'd sing it all the time. And there was one time where Emma was filming by herself and none of us were there, and the song was just like playing from somebody's window, and she sent us a video to the group chat. She was like, you guys are here with me in spirit, and it's like this song there. So there was all these little things that were like keeping us connected throughout.
Well, you know, you guys clearly have this connection, and it sounds like music was also a huge part of just like the whole experience, the dancing, the little concerts, the song, like those memories will always come back to you when you hear those songs, and that's really, really special. Well, I think we're out of time, and I could talk to you ladies for an hour, but thank you so much for this show, and I'm really honestly just excited for everyone to see it, like I have, and just love it. And if people watching this haven't read the book, even start there, and then come into the show. But yeah, just thank you so much. I think it's really well done.
Thank you, Gibson. So lovely to meet you.
Yeah, you too. All right, bye guys.